You think the world rewards kindness and authenticity. It does not. The world rewards stability under threat. The world rewards those who do not flinch. The world is not moral. It is efficient, and you are constantly being scanned. Every room you enter is a silent tribunal. Who is strong? Who is weak? Who reacts? Who holds frame? You feel this? You've lived this. You've watched people speak over you. You've watched louder men dominate conversations with nothing but certainty. You've seen mediocre individuals rise because they were unshakable. You were told merit matters. But as Niccoló Machiavelli wrote in The Prince, men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand. Appearance precedes reality. Confidence is not about believing you are powerful. It is about behaving as if you are untouchable long before you are. The most dangerous man in the room is not the loudest. He's the calmest. And according to Niccoló Machiavelli, the moment people stop seeing your fear is the moment they start fearing you. What if confidence isn't about feeling strong, but about mastering how others perceive you? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand how to become so internally solid it unsettles people. I'll break down 5 Machiavellian principles that transform weak, low-status behavior into controlled, terrifying confidence. Not fake confidence, not motivational nonsense. Real psychological power. If you've ever felt overlooked, dominated, talked over, or treated like you don't matter, this will change how you walk into every room starting today. Let's begin. First, master the power of controlled emotion. Most weak men react. Strong men calculate. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince that rulers must learn how not to be good when necessary. That doesn't mean being cruel. It means being emotionally disciplined. Let me ask you something. When someone disrespects you, do you explode or do you shrink? Both are signs of weakness. Exploding shows you're controlled by emotion. Shrinking shows you're controlled by fear. True confidence? It's stillness. Imagine this. You're in a meeting. Someone mocks your idea. Everyone looks at you. Your heart spikes. Your ego screams. Instead of reacting, you pause, you look at them calmly, and you say, "Interesting." What's your alternative? No anger, no tension, just control. That moment is terrifying, because unpredictable rage is emotional, but controlled silence is psychological. People fear what they cannot read, and when your face reveals nothing, they start questioning themselves. Practice this. Slow your responses. Lower your voice instead of raising it. Pause before speaking. Silence makes people uncomfortable, and the one who is comfortable in silence controls the room. But emotional control alone isn't enough, because people don't just respond to calm, they respond to perception, and that's where the next rule comes in. Secondly, build a reputation before you speak. Machiavelli understood something powerful. Reputation is power. People treat you based on what they believe about you, not who you actually are. If you're seen as weak, you'll be tested. If you're seen as solid, you'll be respected. So ask yourself, what does your presence communicate before you open your mouth? Do you apologize too much? Over-explain? Laugh nervously? Seek approval in every sentence? Every one of those behaviors screams, "Please accept me," and the world does not respect what begs. You have been trained to believe that emotional transparency equals authenticity, but uncontrolled transparency is informational leakage. In negotiation rooms, the one who reveals urgency loses price. In social settings, the one who reveals insecurity loses influence. In conflict, the one who reacts first loses control. Confidence that terrifies people is not loud. It is economical. Picture a lion in a field. It does not snarl at every movement. It does not explain its strength. It does not rush to prove dominance. It stands. It watches. It moves when necessary. Stillness is signal. When someone challenges you, most people defend. The Machiavellian does not. He uses fogging, strategic agreement without surrender. You might be right, calm, neutral, unbothered. He absorbs the attack without yielding ground. The aggressor expects resistance. Instead, he meets fog. No leverage, no emotional spike, no foothold. Or he uses gray rock. Emotional non-engagement, minimal reaction. Flat tone, controlled gaze. Starve the provocateur of drama. Drama is currency for the insecure. When you refuse to supply it, you appear untouchable. Then there is amused mastery, a subtle smile, a measured pause, a slight tilt of the head, not mockery, not aggression, controlled amusement. It communicates, I'm not threatened, and threat perception is everything. Stop trying to be liked. Start trying to be solid. Machiavelli said it is safer to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Now don't misunderstand. We're not talking about bullying. We're talking about boundaries. When someone crosses a line, you don't smile it away. You say, I don't appreciate that. Calm, direct, final. No drama. The first time you do this, it will feel terrifying. But the second time, empowering. And here's what happens next. People begin adjusting their behavior around you. That's when you know your reputation is changing. But there's a deeper level, because confidence that terrifies people doesn't just come from boundaries. It comes from independence. Thirdly, remove your need for approval. Here's the brutal truth. Most people feel powerless because they need something from everyone. Validation, attention, inclusion. And when you need something, you can be controlled. Machiavelli warned rulers never to depend too heavily on others for security. Psychologically, the same rule applies. The less you need, the stronger you appear. Let's make this practical. If you're always available, you're low value. If you respond instantly to every message, you signal desperation. If you change your opinions to fit the room, you erase yourself. Confidence that terrifies people comes from this mindset. I'm fine without you. Not arrogant, not dismissive, self-sufficient. Think about the most intimidating person you've ever met. Were they chasing attention or were they grounded? Exactly. Here's an exercise. This week, practice strategic detachment. Don't argue to prove yourself. Don't explain yourself to people who don't deserve it. Don't over-justify your decisions. Say less. Move with purpose. Let others wonder. Curiosity creates psychological tension, and tension creates authority. But there's one more layer most people ignore, and this is where confidence becomes truly unsettling. Fourth, become comfortably unpredictable. Predictable people are controllable. If everyone knows you'll forgive instantly, they'll keep crossing lines. If everyone knows you'll never push back, they'll keep pushing. Machiavelli believed rulers must avoid being easily manipulated. How? By not being entirely predictable. Now, this doesn't mean being unstable. It means breaking patterns. For example, if someone disrespects you lightly, and you always laugh it off, next time, don't laugh. Just look at them, and change the subject. That shift alone creates tension, because now they don't know how far they can go. Weak individuals are transparent. Confident individuals are measured. Here's something powerful. When you smile less, people analyze more. When you speak less, people listen more. When you reveal less, people respect more. Let me ask you, do people feel too comfortable around you, or slightly alert? That alertness, that subtle awareness, is what makes confidence intimidating. And we're not done yet, because all of this collapses without the final principle. Lastly, build internal power, not external performance. You can fake posture, you can fake tone, you can fake dominance, but people feel authenticity. The most terrifying confidence comes from internal alignment, meaning you know who you are, you know what you tolerate, you know your mission. When you have direction, you stop competing for attention. Machiavelli emphasized that rulers must appear strong but also be capable. Appearance without capability collapses. So build yourself. Improve your body. Improve your skills. Increase your financial stability. Strengthen your mind. When you are progressing, you stop seeking validation. And when you stop seeking validation, your presence shifts. People sense it. You walk slower, speak clearer, react less. Not because you're trying to intimidate, but because you don't feel threatened. And here's the paradox. The moment you stop trying to dominate others is the moment your confidence unsettles them, because it's effortless. If Machiavelli were alive today, he would not tell you to believe in yourself. He would tell you to construct yourself. Appearance over essence. He wrote that a prince must appear merciful, faithful, humane, honest. religious, but be ready to act against these virtues when necessary. Confidence is a mask worn so consistently it becomes skin. You begin externally. Stand slower than others. Walk without hurry. Pause before responding. Lower your voice slightly. Maintain eye contact to seconds longer than comfortable. End conversations first. Do not rush to fill silence. Let it press on the other person. Watch who breaks first. Silence is a projection screen. Others will assign depth to it, authority to it, intelligence to it. Over-explaining is begging. Scarcity is command. Confidence that terrifies people isn't loud. It isn't aggressive. It isn't theatrical. It's controlled emotion. Clear boundaries, detached independence, measured unpredictability, and real internal growth. You don't need to shout to command respect. You need to stop leaking insecurity. Remember this. The world tests the weak. It adjusts to the solid. So the next time you walk into a room, slow down, say less, mean more. If you want confidence that unsettles people, you must rewire your external behavior first. Action precedes belief. You do not wait to feel powerful. You move as if you are already the axis. First, silence. Silence is scarcity. When you stop filling space with nervous words, people project depth onto you. When you resist explaining your decisions, your choices feel deliberate. When you pause before responding, you control tempo. Noise is low status. Silence is expensive. Use the gray rock method deliberately. When someone seeks to provoke you, give them nothing. No emotional spikes. No visible irritation. No visible excitement. Emotional starvation destabilizes manipulators. Use fogging strategically. When criticized, agree partially without surrendering ground. Yes, that's one way to see it. You neither fight nor submit. You absorb and redirect. Use amused mastery. When confronted, smile lightly. Not mockery. Not sarcasm. Calm amusement. It signals you are not a threat. These are not social tricks. They are discipline. Second, physical command. Your nervous system broadcasts before you speak. Slow movements. Minimal gestures, direct eye contact without aggression, stillness under interruption. In negotiation rooms, the one who fidgets loses leverage. In workplaces, the one who reacts emotionally becomes predictable. Confidence that terrifies is boredom in the face of chaos. Third, controlled visibility. In the digital world, the same laws apply. Overposting signals need. Oversharing signals insecurity. Constant updates signal a hunger for validation. Scarcity creates value. Appear, then withdraw. Share selectively. Let people wonder. Exposure is comfort. Scarcity is power. You must stop trying to be liked. The victim seeks inclusion. The predator seeks position. The victim explains. The master observes. The victim hopes for fairness. The master studies leverage. This is not about cruelty. It is about hierarchy. Life is a dominance structure. Offices, friend, groups, markets, relationships, everywhere. If you refuse to play, you are played. Waiting to feel ready is low-status behavior. It is hesitation disguised as humility. Confidence is built by acting decisive before comfort arrives. You speak slower before you feel calm. You hold eye contact before you feel certain. You say less before you feel secure. External behavior rewires internal identity. Do this long enough and your nervous system recalibrates. Your baseline shifts. Your presence thickens. People start adjusting to you. Inevitability. Here is the part no one admits. When you become truly unreactive, people will call you cold. When you stop oversharing, they will call you secretive. When you refuse to justify yourself, they will call you arrogant. That is the cost. Machiavelli warned that a prince must accept being misunderstood if it preserves power. You cannot be both deeply respected and universally comfortable. Choose. Confidence that terrifies is not loud dominance. It is controlled indifference. It is the ability to walk into a room and not need anything from it. No validation, no approval, no reassurance. And when you need nothing, you cannot be manipulated. This is only the surface layer. There are deeper mechanics: how to engineer narrative, how to destabilize opponents without confrontation, how to ascend hierarchies without visible aggression. Those cannot be explained publicly. If you stayed to the end, you already feel it. You are not looking for motivation. You are looking for control. Subscribe, not for inspiration, for refinement, and if you are serious, if you are done playing the agreeable version of yourself, enter the inner circle. That level is not for spectators. It is for operators. Decide now. Victim or master, reactive or inevitable, invisible or respected. Make your choice.